In the realm of dark Sunset Manor, there are new residents. There is a couple who has taken a terrifying trek backward through time, and there is a funeral about to take place. And at the nearby Methodist church, the funeral for Joseph Pennywise is indeed getting underway, and many people from the community are assembled in the church, including those who live and work in the vicinity of Dark Sunset Manor. Before long, the minister hired to preside over the service, I.M. Boring, steps to the pulpit and begins to talk about Irving Pennywise, but in a way surprising to all. Greetings. You may think that I am here to deliver the service, the eulogy, for Joseph Pennywise. You will be surprised because Joseph Pennywise hired me only to introduce him. No one knows about this, not even his son, Irving Pennywise, but it is Joseph Pennywise who will be presiding over this service. And in the residence of Narcissa Glass at Dark Sunset Manor, her daughter Louise Smythe has touched the mirror and has changed places with her alter ego. She is now in the mirror, a cold, cold place. And Louise Smythe is feeling a bit bewildered, especially since her mother's residence doesn't look quite the same as it did on the other side of the mirror. And she's already bewildered. That's only going to get even more intense when she sees who's about to come through the door. And on the main floor of Dark Sunset Manor, you may recall that new residents are moving in, one of whom should be very familiar to Rob McCool. Yes, it's Judy Hickenlooper, former school administrator, and she has brought her husband, who apparently needs assisted living. His behavior could be described at best as bizarre, and she barks commands at him like he's a dog. And while he is animalistic, he doesn't resemble a dog. His first name is Toad, and he's anxious to hop into a nice cold bath. And before Judy Hickenlooper could accuse him of causing some chaos in the building, he was making his escape through the front door and into the woods on the south side of Dark Sunset Manor. And back at the 1974 costume party, where Octavia makes a shocking announcement. "Oh, Marshall, I'm not the one who killed you. I don't know who killed you. But now that we're here and I see him, I think he's the one who did it." So Octavia, you're saying my friend, Maximilian Finn McCool, the son of the man who owns Dark Sunset Manor, is the one who killed me? Marshall, I can't talk to you about it here, especially in front of him. We need to go someplace where we can talk. I agree, and I know just the place, and he doesn't know where it is. Do you know what I'm talking about? Marshall, are you talking about the place where we spent our first honeymoon? That's exactly what I'm thinking about. And with great haste, they head for the exit and through the woods to their secret destination. Yes, Marshall and Octavia Merriweather are fleeing into the woods that are just to the south of Dark Sunset Manor. They have fled from that 1974 costume party, which you probably didn't realize was held at Dark Sunset Manor. The Dark Sunset Manor of 51 years ago, and at that time it was a swank hotel. They've headed down the hill into these woods, counting on the fact that Maximilian Finn McCool does not know where they are going. Or does he? And back at the funeral service for Joseph Pennywise, the minister, I am boring, has said that it's Joseph Pennywise who will be speaking at his own funeral. Welcome, one and all. As you know, I am Joseph Pennywise, and I am of sound mind. My body, though, is the consistency of a moldy prune, but I am able to record this because I have a feeling that in a matter of only 1 or 2 days, I will be dead. So, yes, I don't expect to live much longer. First and foremost, we have a nurse here at Dark Sunset Manor. Her name is Nellie Vauban. She threatens patients with a taser. There is also a woman residing at Dark Sunset Manor. I was married to her at one time, and her name is... Meanwhile, back at Dark Sunset Manor, Louise Smythe is biding her time inside the mirror, and she hears someone outside the door to her mother's residence, and her reaction to this person is in direct contrast to the person who was standing in her doorway. Damien, what are you doing here? Damien? Pandora, it's me, your brother Derek. No, you're my brother Damien, and you are evil. It then occurs to Louise that she is inside the mirror, and everything inside the mirror is the opposite of the way it is outside the mirror, which means that this man, who looks like her brother Damien, could actually be a nice person. And he could be instrumental in her escape. Meanwhile, it's escape time for Toad Hickenlooper. Yes, Toad Hickenlooper has escaped from Dark Sunset Manor, and he's headed into the woods. You know, he wanted to take a dip in a cold bath. However, that cold bath is actually in a nearby creek. And Judy Hickenlooper, whom I know from a previous life, has asked me to look for her husband. I'm looking at this nearby creek just to the south of Dark Sunset Manor, but I don't see Toad Hickenlooper. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I do think I see Toad Hickenlooper. And just up the hill, who do I see? Is that Judy Hickenlooper? And it looks as if she's wielding a gun. Now it's my turn to appear on the screen. Like that never happens. Hopefully you are enjoying this episode and are willing to click on like, subscribe, and on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload a new video. And now back to the dark side of Rob McCool. Yes, Judy Hickenlooper had tracked her husband Toad to the woods, and she had what looked like a gun in her right hand, and the look on her face told you what she was about to do. And at the funeral of Joseph Pennywise, the deceased himself is speaking to the congregation via a video he made only days before he died. There is a woman residing at Dark Sunset Manor. I was married to her at one time, and her name is Hilda Schroeder. And when I divorced her 32 years ago, she vowed that one day she would kill me. And the only other person who I would like to talk about is my very own son, Irving Pennywise, because he also had a motive for wanting to kill me. He dropped out of college and went to clown school, which humiliated me. Then he learned a series of magic tricks, all done just to annoy his father and to get even with me for leaving his mother. And before I finish this video, there is one other person I want to talk about, and that person is my second wife, Cindy Sue. But Cindy Sue was not in her pew. Where could she have gone? And back in 1974, Marshall and Octavia Merriweather know exactly where they're headed. The cabin where they spent their first honeymoon. However, who is that lurking outside the door? It's not Maximilian Finn McCool, and if it's not he, who is it? Meanwhile, in that very same wooded area, circa 2025, near a creek, I, Rob McCool, was hunting for the escaped Toad Hickenlooper when his deranged wife, Judy, came down the hill wielding a weapon and making these threats. Toad, I have a gun, and you know that I know how to use it. Either return to Dark Sunset Manor, or I will shoot you. And when I stepped in front of Toad Hickenlooper to protect him, Judy Hickenlooper aimed her weapon right at me.